Yamaha presents The Whitetail Diaries, chronically hunting adventures of the most plentiful and intelligent big game animal in North America. Embark on the amazing adventure that is hunting the white-tailed deer.
We've got a great northwest wind. Temperatures are in the upper 50s, and that's pretty good for this time of the year where we're going to be hunting right here. Our stand set up, we're up in some tripods about 20 feet high. The wind should be hitting us just almost dead in the face going back up. We've got a good draw, lots of good oaks. There's live oaks. Acorns are falling everywhere. It's real muddy. We had a ton of rain yesterday, so you know the biking's going to be key to get us out there. And after we get there, we're just going to sit for 4 or 5 hours, see what we see. This stand is kind of one of those old zoo stands that I like to talk about. We're liable to see everything from, you know, whitetails to squirrels to hogs. So we're going to take the crossbow, climb up there, see what we can see. See y'all later.
You know, tripods, you can basically do a lot of different things with them. One of our favorites is to push them up into, you know, large oak trees, get them into the shade, really kind of bury them up, put them two together so you've got the cameraman and the hunter side by side, and give yourself a lot of different shooting angles. Give yourself lots of different things, whether you're looking down a road, you're looking over big wahia flats, you're looking into, you know, creek bottoms, whatever it may be. That's your desired strategy when it comes to these tripods. So, you know, you'll get up high enough, you know, anywhere from 10 to 20, 25 feet even, and you can sit up there in glass and really see a lot of game. And the next thing is you've got a great brace to rest your arms on when it comes time to take a shot. You know, one of the setups that I was looking at for my crossbow hunting adventure this year had me basically in between two key areas where a lot of these deer were moving around at. It had just a little slight ridge that got me up a little higher than everything else around me. And I was in some small young oak trees, for lack of a better word, and the deer were coming from 360 degrees. And I mean, it was calm. And these deer were coming in and just picking me off left and right. But I was seeing enough good deer in the scouting cameras that I just kept gambling and going in there and setting for pretty long periods of time, you know, setting from sunup till, you know, 11 o'clock, a lot of times noon, because that was when most of the activity. I just wasn't seeing a lot on the scouting cameras for the evening hunts. But, you know, lo and behold, it was just one of these locations that we were having trouble getting anything to work to our favor. You know, does would come in and come stomping on the left or right. Bucks would come underneath us that, you know, weren't bucks we were looking to shoot, and they would bust us and blow, and, you know, they would go everything for a while. And, you know, here comes a herd of pigs running in, going back and forth, back and forth. So, you know, the setup for a lot of my early season crossbow opportunities here, despite the fact I knew I had shooters in the area, was really not working out for me.
The Yamaha Whitetail Diaries is brought to you in part by Yamaha ATVs and side-by-sides, real world tough. Cabela's, it's in your nature. Thompson Center, America's master gunmaker.
Introducing the newest member of the Yamaha off-road family. It thrives in the most remote, rugged terrain. It never steps down from a challenge and travels long distances in search of adventure. The all-new Yamaha Wolverine. It's a whole new animal.
It's in our stomping grounds and our playground. It's in our sights and our commitment. It's in him, it was in them, and it will continue with her. It's in my nature. Is it in yours?
The outdoors. It's been my playground for decades. I enjoy everything about it. Like me, I bet you also look at the outdoors as your own personal playground. And like me, I bet you're always looking for the newest challenge. So come join me in my Smith & Wesson Performance Center handgun and let's share a new experience in the outdoors. Performance when it matters most from the Smith & Wesson Performance Center.
The art of the hunt is not painted with a broad brush. Its eye is in the details. The note on the refrigerator, a set of broadheads, tried and true, the well-worn boots, soaked in doe estrus, and a Garmin Rhino, the only GPS with two-way radio. Prepare your measuring tapes, Pope and Young. It's whitetail season in Rhino country.
Oh, nice shot.
You put the cool in life. We put the cool in coolers. Arctic Ice. Welcome back to the Yamaha Whitetail Diaries with Wade Middleton.
After hunting this stand probably 5 different times, we climbed up in there and I told myself, hey, I'm gonna give this stand one more time, and if a good doe gave herself an opportunity, we're gonna go ahead and take a doe out. We were needing a little bit more camp meat, and we sat there for some time and really didn't have a whole lot going on when finally an old doe came sliding in.
You see that kick? She ran that way. We'll go pick her up, but right now we're going to sit here for a while longer because who knows what may show up as the morning goes on.
You see that lighted knock flying through there, you see that deer kick, and I knew I'd made a phenomenal shot. You know, and in this type of situation here, hey, we're gonna let her run off. I'm gonna recock that crossbow and I'm gonna set back down. It's still early in the morning, and we'll give that deer a little bit of time, and who knows what may show up after that. Well, one of the coolest little things is something that I've never seen before. You know, this little spike comes in, and he's acting all goofy when he comes in, and I'm getting to looking at his antlers, and I see they're shining. There's just something on this deer's head. Well, turns out after I recovered this doe, that what we believe happened is this little buck in his, you know, rutting rage had gone up to this doe that I had shot and where it had run off, and he had been trying to get her on her feet, probably to breed her, and he was stabbing her literally with his antlers. He pushed her all the way back down this little hill, and you know, all of that didn't even really come together until after the hunt, after we'd had a chance to, you know, look and figure everything out and even see some of the videos. So that was a pretty unique aspect to the first part of our crossbow hunt, as we let the early season kind of slide away and made the decision to move to another location.
Well, coming up next, Wade has an intense encounter. The Yamaha Whitetail Diaries is brought to you in part by Garmin Rhino 7 Series. Wherever you hunt, make it Rhino Country. Smith & Wesson Performance Center. Performance when it matters most. Sawyer Products. We keep you outdoors. Bradley Smoker. Food smoking made easy.
Walker's continues to push the boundaries with innovations and technology in the shooting, sport, and hunting category. Introducing the all-new Razor Series. Maximum protection, industry-leading noise reduction ratings. With advanced circuitry, SAC, sound-activated compression circuit, true form, super slim profile. Reliable, dependable, comfortable hearing protection. Fulfilling and exceeding the needs of every shooter.
High-Vis Shooting Systems knows that your shooting performance matters in all conditions. All high-vis shooters experience faster target acquisition with our durable LightWave sights. Featuring easily interchangeable light pipes, LightWave sights give your eyes the exact sight picture you crave. Shoot high-vis. See what you've been missing.
We're gonna try out this new folding fillet knife from Bubba Blade on these big grouper. We're gonna try to gut them and see how this thing works. Oh man, like butter. I mean, that doesn't get any easier. Golly, unbelievable. Right through like butter. I love the new gut knife from Bubba Blade. It's compact, the best of all, it's like a pocket knife, man. You just close that thing up and put it away. Love it, great little knife.
Heavy duty, rugged, and designed for the big game hunter and angler. The Food Saver Game Saver Titanium Vacuum Sealer has the power and performance to seal in the freshness of your game and fish for up to 3 years, 5 times longer than standard storage methods. And with its extra wide dual and repetitive sealing capabilities, that's a ton of big game savings. Tough tested and rated 4.8 out of 5 stars by outdoorsmen just like you. The Food Saver Titanium System, it's a true game changer.
What I love about the Bradley Smoker is that it cooks everything perfectly and it holds all the juices in.
So today we are going to be smoking some barbecue ribs, some venison sausage, and some dove, which is awesome.
You will never grill me doves again. I have to have them in the Bradley Smoker. I would prefer to use the Bradley Smoker every time I cooked. Well, that's really true because I love this thing. No lie. For more recipes, log on to BradleySmoker.com.
Since 1984, Sawyer Products has offered the most technologically advanced solutions for protection against sun and bugs. Sawyer Picaridin insect repellent is effective against mosquitoes and flies. It's safe on you and your gear. And to maximize your protection, use a combination of picaridin with odorless permethrin for your clothing and gear. Sawyer Stay Put sunscreen will keep you comfortable and getting better protection for even longer. You're already outdoors. Sawyer keeps you there.
The thing about public land is that most people hunt the same old beaten path. The thing about you is, you're not most folks. Introducing the new TC Compass, only by Thompson Center. Follow your own compass with America's master gunmaker.
Welcome back to the Yamaha Whitetail Diaries with Wade Middleton. Wade is on the hunt for a good shooter with his 10-point crossbow. He's already harvested a doe, but after many hunts in a tripod without any good buck opportunities, Wade decides that it's best to make a move.
You know, making a decision to move and give up on an area is one that you base on failure. Lack of success, and you know, we're having a total lack of success. The deer we're seeing on the scouting cameras are not showing up. We're either spooking them, getting in and out of there, something's just not right. So we moved literally probably, I don't know, 4.5, 5 miles away and began to build a ground blind in an area where last year we had seen some tremendous bucks coming in and out. And as the season went on, I really felt like this was gonna be the money spot.
It's about 2:30. It's in December. The rut should be just full bore right now. No moon. But it's really about 81, 82 degrees. We've got bug spray on right now to keep the bugs off of us. It's just a highly unusual weather pattern. But here's the deal. I can't kill one if I'm sitting at home on the couch moaning about the weather. You gotta go. So we're back at a stand that we had some encounters early on, but we really got busted. We struggled, so we rebuilt this blind. Got a wall of brush here and a wall of brush there. The reason being is down in front of us is a persimmon pear flat that drops off into a creek. Those deer are bedding down there. They're staging there, and they're running these does up here when they do run them. So our hope is they come up out of this bottom and mill around past us to this pear flat and out of this open stuff as the evening goes on. I don't expect to get a lot of activity for the next couple hours, but we needed to get in there.
Now, as early as it is, Wade wants to see if his 9-point will come back. But an even bigger shooter appears.
ones that'll leave you speechless. That's going to be one. We had deer chasing right on these prickly pear fans coming in and out, weaving in, dodging in. You never knew what was going to show up. The same deer pops up over here, runs off, chases a doe there. I had a big 9-point out here. Came through several times chasing does. Gave me an opportunity early on. I mean, I just, when you know you want to shoot one, you want to shoot one. And I just, it's early in the year, the ruts just keep going. And I may have made a mistake, I may not, I don't know. The encounter tonight was worth it all.
The Yamaha Whitetail Diaries is brought to you in part by 10-Point Crossbows. There is no substitute. Do All Outdoors. Bubba Blade, the ultimate sportsman's knife.
My secret weapon? EverCalm.
It's the first ever calming scent.
It's real smells from bedding areas.
To deer, that means safety.
EverCalm reassures even nervous deer,
which can help you get the shot.
I use EverCalm all season long.
Put it on your boots, your pants, and your decoy.
It's stick form, won't wash away or freeze.
EverCalm.
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 From the Family Deer Farm at Conquest Scents.
When perfection is your goal, awards come with the territory. In 2016, 10-Point and Wicked Ridge Crossbows collected an unprecedented 5 Best-in-Class Industry Awards. The Reverse Draw Carbon Nitro RDX, Best Crossbow by Field & Stream and Peterson's Hunting. The Forward Draw Turbo GT, Best Crossbow by Outdoor Life and Game & Fish. And the Budget-Minded Warrior G3, Great Buy by Field & Stream. Regardless of the features you want or the budget you have, 10-Point has an award-winning crossbow for you.
Engel's got the original high-performance cooler and a whole lot more. Engel coolers, go with the original.
Stealth Cam. Proven reliability. Proven quality. Proven performance. Stealth Cam continues to push the boundaries of technology and innovation with its next generation of trail cameras. Proven performance in extreme conditions. Proven. Stealth Cam. Join the trail cam revolution.
Mummies is the leader when it comes to wildlife management products in Texas. With 4 store locations around San Antonio and the ability to deliver feed all across the state, from bulk deer feed deliveries to feeders and blinds, they have all your wildlife management needs covered. They are the largest Purina Antler Max dealer in the nation, so deer nutrition is their specialty. Call today to discuss your nutritional program. Visit them on the web for more information. When it comes to wildlife needs, Mummies is the leader.
Nikon's no-fault policy was created for those who continually push the envelope, travel the farthest, stay the longest, brave the most hostile elements. We do our best to deliver on our promise of a lifetime of performance. And we'll stand with you should accidents happen. Trust earned. Nikon.
When you're out hunting, make sure you're carrying GroveTech. GroveTech is designed specifically for the rigorous demands of the hunt and sets the standard for strength and ruggedness when out in the field. GroveTech products have simply built the best tools for the job and are proudly made in the USA. Go hunt. We'll carry the gun. GroveTech.
Every day, your eyes are exposed to dust, debris, and wind. Only Wiley X removable gaskets block it all out, and your eyes remain safe. Wiley X, absolute premium protection for sportsmen.
I've been hanging tree stands all my life. All you do is put the tree stand up against the tree, inch your way up, and hope you don't fall.
Don't be like this guy. Get a Skyline safety system. Have your stand secured before you step off the ground. Like this guy.
The all-new Skyline safety system is redefining tree stand safety by allowing you to secure your ladder stand to the tree prior to stepping off the ground. For more information and to order yours today, visit SkylineSafetySystem.com.
Welcome back to the Yamaha Whitetail Diaries with Wade Middleton. Well, Wade is back at the Lizard Lounge for an afternoon hunt after he had encountered a big 9-point a couple of days before.
Kevin and I were able to slide in here. We parked the Viking a pretty good ways away. We, hike up a hill. We get set up and situated in this ground blind that we have, set in several times now. And we've got a shooting lane here, and a little bit to the left, but everything had to work perfect there. And these deer were coming out of an old creek down in front of us, and there was actually a lot of water in it right now. And they'd come up through some persimmons and some pear flats and then mill around here and there. And as we're sitting there, you'd see this buck go by and you'd see that buck go by, and they'd run a doe off and they'd thrash a tree over here. When I spotted this buck, there was no doubt in my mind that this was a deer. If I had a chance to shoot him, that I would take him. But the biggest challenge here is we had a lot of eyeballs milling around chasing. I was kind of expecting one of them to jump in the blind with us. And this buck is going in and out and zipping in and out and darting in and out, chasing does and chasing other bucks off. And when I finally was able to get it up and anchor, my elbow down to take that shot, the rest is funny to me. It's like a blur.
Smoke it, I'm telling you right now. Smoke that sucker. That's a dead deer. That's a dead deer right there. Whew. You can hear them thumping, chasing. The whole deal's going on right there. Whew. That thing's about that wide and about that tall. Shaking. There's a busted up 8, another 8-point out there. That 10-point smoked that deer. Man. I watched that knock go right where it's supposed to go. Oh my God. Oh yeah. That's a big deer right there, boys. Give it on that. Man.
I don't even know where you start after something like that. I'm still shook up. I'm gonna run down here and get the Viking and bring it up here. I like to give them tons of time. I feel pretty confident that deer has just been smoked, but you never know.
Yeah, here's some of that on the ground there.
Blood all over the place.
Oh,
you
yeah.
can see all the blood there.
Yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Blood over here and blood.
Hey Wade?
Yeah.
Come back here for a second. You too, Jeff.
There's blood over here and blood over there. It kind of comes to a V, so would he have done something stupid? There's blood over here too.
That's where he came through.
That's where he came from.
So, and what about over there?
Big spot there. I thought that's where he came through.
You've got a trail of blood through here, and you got big old blood right through there. Oh, wait.
They go back. Oh yeah, there we go.
Oh yeah. Oh, good night.
We get the. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Boom.
Good man.
Or did you think?
I think he's dead right there. It's more fun to share it with your buddies.
Oh, wow.
More fun to share it with your buddies right there. I'm gonna double fist this one with both Cyclops.
Yeah. Oh. Wow.
God, he didn't go 50 yards. I was so shook up in the blind, I had to sit there and keep waiting on everybody.
Boy, look how wide this sucker
I'm
is.
telling you, dude, I could see him over there thrashing those trees. Oh, man.
As I look at my, crossbow hunting adventures for the year, I spend a lot of time with a crossbow in my hand, and it's phenomenal to hunt with. I mean, whether I'm shooting a doe or shooting hogs, and I'm sitting in a tripod or I'm sitting on the ground, it is just an absolute rush. And the accuracy and the power that these 10-point crossbows have to be able to do the job and ensure that you as a hunter, if you pull the trigger right, are going to be rewarded with a great shot. I mean, it just makes for a phenomenal hunt and a great story at the end of the day.